But have you ever heard of and you've seen them, a national emergency broadcast?
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden everything stops and the United States government comes in and goes, we are we as an alert.
Yeah.
Okay. So the U.S. government has extraordinary capabilities, and
but I hear you.
What about the internet freedom issue? The internet freedom.
Well, it's interesting because I went up to the western mountains of North Carolina about 2 weeks ago. Spent a couple of days up there, helping out and just doing an assessment of the situation. And it's the first time in 45 years for me being on a ham radio. Okay, so and I have a background. One of my master's degrees is in telecommunications, and in the world of the terrestrial world of communications is fascinating if you really deeply understand it. So ham radio operators, that's why ham radio operators, there's not a lot of them, you're not going to find them all over the place, but they exist. And yet it's one area. So if the government comes in and says, we're going to shut down communications in this country, which they could do. Like the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, it is to me, it's one of the most powerful positions in the government. It's a person that's generally chosen for about 10 years. It's very powerful because they own the internet. So we are communicating over a segment of the internet. That segment isn't owned by you. It's actually, and you kind of go, well, who owns it then? Well, it's supposed to be, actually, we own it, right? The American people own it because we kind of run it because of all these satellites and all these different things, like telephones that you probably might have had when you were a little kid, the old 2-pair copper wire, because we ran copper all over this country. So the U.S. government has done some smart things for purposes of national security to be able to control communications when they need to get out things like a warning, like we've got incoming, nuclear attack. So, I grew up in the days of schools where we had to duck underneath our desks, okay? So the government can do that if they want to.